Paul Kresge. I'm the PRO for the class championship event, and looks like we've turned out with some weather, some great cloud art, because we've got these systems going through.
We've been looking forward to this regatta simply because you can't pick a more challenging venue. You can see out there, it can turn the tables every leg of every race.
I am J.W. Perlich.
I'm Betsy Perlich.
She is my sister. We're from Weatherby Lake, Missouri. We came here with Santana, PB&J.
We have a story every day.
But the story is our lake in Kansas City, Weatherby Lake, is you can't move your boats to and from it because of the zebra mussel problem.
We're protecting it.
We're protecting it.
We knew Santana sailors in Oklahoma City, and so Paul reached out to them, and Paul got a boat from one of them, and then Paul and Betsy worked on it with a lot of other Weatherby Lake sailors for a week, trying to get it ready to get up here to Dillon for in racing condition.
And we took two of our top junior sailors who instruct our junior sailor program to crew for them, and they had to fly in from different areas to make it here. And so that they're here fixing the boat up along the way, and they've got it ready and they're here to race. So we're here to support that.
The amount of work that's gone into the boat and the amount of help that people from Weatherby have helped us with it has just been incredible. And this is such an incredible experience. We've never done anything like this before because, I mean, we can't take our boats anywhere, so.
It's a one design class, so we have all our sails have requirements, maximum size that they can be. So we measure them, make sure that everybody's running the same size sails. The boats are as close as we possibly can be together, and so we have a measurement stripping for the boat and a stamp for the sail, and everything gets through, and when they're all good, they're good. Keep this racing as tight as we can.
I do want to say kudos to the local Fleet 28, to Denver Sailing Association, to Dillon Yacht Club. The marina staff here is absolutely incredible. And to get 21 boats to this venue from 4 different states is a tribute to the folks who put their time and effort in.
Mast height, setback, we got a complete certificate. There's weight measurement from the keel to the back of the keel, thickness of the keels, thickness of the rudders, height of the mast, position of the shrouds, how far the mast is set back from the nose of the boat.
It's very challenging. You've got to be heads up the entire time. You cannot rest on your laurels for more than 2 seconds, and if you do, you might pay a penalty.
As the winds are shifting 20 to 30 degrees each time the competitors get out there and head towards a new mark. So it presents a little bit of a challenge. We've got a cycle of about 15 minutes for every big shift, and the teams are getting around the legs in about 17 minutes. So I'm about 2 minutes late on every wind shift to get the course squared up. But all in all, it's going pretty well. So the sailing is challenging, the shifts are challenging, and the racing is very competitive.
It's Dillon. It has been Dillon for the last, since Friday, so yeah. It's all fun and games though.
Yeah, so I'm accustomed to it. Sometimes it still gives me the willies about this lake. And I just said willies, so there's that.
It's an interesting lake. People here are really nice. Like, great town. I'm not used to the altitude. Guys need more oxygen up here. Pray for the rain.
Yeah, you like the rain?
Yeah, we're from Oregon.
Its color looks just like a bumblebee. It's a black boat with these yellow stripes on it. So of course we have to get our team t-shirts to go along with the boat. Other than that, we're going to go out and have a wonderful time today. It's the first day of the National Championship, and look forward to the good competition.
Yeah, my goals: stay on the boat, take care of things up forward, and
don't fall overboard.
Don't fall through the deck.
And don't go through the deck.
Right. Very good.
But we do have duct tape that matches the color of the deck, just in case. You couldn't have asked for better in relation to wind and sailing conditions. I mean, this is what we're here for. If it had been a floating match for a couple of days, it would have been very frustrating, but I think we've been very lucky, and hopefully tomorrow we'll have similar winds and maybe a little bit more luck on the water.
Yeah. So what boat are you on?
PB&J,
Oh yeah, I remember you guys.
reporting for duty.
So back in the day, this is in the middle to early 70s, late 70s, and it was just great, a great experience to have your dad be there to show you how to sail and how to race, and got to camp out every weekend too.
First thing I did was do the mid-girth, fold the corners up to the mid, and mark the quarter girths.
You know, as all boats, there's little things that get put on the boat wrong, and they just have to be checked. Most of these boats have raced for many years, and it's just a formality now.
Paul and I had raced together on boats. Mark and I had raced together. Mark and Paul had raced together, but never the three of us together. So
it was like a first-time event.
Yeah, for the three of us to race together on Dad's old boat is just, it's so much enjoyment out of just that aspect of it. We're having a blast.
Better results always make it a little more fun.
Oh yeah, yeah.
See if we can do that today.
That's what our goal is, of course.
And yesterday was our first day sailing on Dillon, and it was pretty exciting, especially when the wind came up in the afternoon. And so today I think we're going to go do a little more practice. We're using the whole Dillon Open as a practice for the Nationals. So we're sort of new to the racing group. A lot of these guys have been at this for a lot of years. So.
No, we already did that. When? Mike came up to, I took it to Cherry Creek, and he did it down there.
What did I do wrong now?
Where's his measurements? He measured my boat, but we don't.
It was probably somewhere in one of these piles.
Still 16th long.
Come on in.
I'm not shitting you. Well, put that on the end down there, Mike.
That's good.
There's 5-3.
Has a bail on you. They were putting our boat in.
From Shock.
No problem.
So we had to drill new holes, and there's an aluminum plate beneath the fiberglass. We had to drill new holes through into that and move the mast depth back an inch and a half.
You know what fleet it is? Upper Lafford, main halyard, dinner, spinnaker, 65 feet.
65, great.
What do you mean by that? Like the 20 feet or the?
21.9.5. It's
If
good.
you finish in the top 5, then you get an ask for them, and you don't have them with a blue pin mark with my initials. Awesome, baby.
Yeah, you wish.
I know you'll bring your sails.
We think about where the wind will be and where it's where it's coming from, and then determine what marks and what courses we're going to set for the competitors. We have to give them good races as best as we can with Dillon wind. We looked up the river up towards Kremling. That's one area that definitely generates wind for us, as well as the storms coming out of Vale. And obviously what goes past Breck and across Keystone is also an issue. But those nice 180-degree wind shifts are nice.
Yeah, I've got the only Santana 20 stamp, and I initial it, date it, and then we have a royalty tag that has to be displayed on every boat on sale. So that has to be on the sale. It has to be stamped, initialed, and dated.
Same as DA.
How much was it?
$13.84.
That was weighed on yesterday. Have you signed this here? This will be required to be on the boat while you're racing.
All right.
If you finish in the top 5, don't have it, or any of these items, they'll come by and check off the rest of these as your check-off list.
All right.
Thank you, and have a great regatta.
Thank you very much.
Who's next?
This is not my boat. That's my boat. Despacito.
Tomorrow?
The first one. No. I own that one.
Okay, what are you doing on this boat?
He's breaking it.
And it doesn't look stormy today. It really looks like it's going to be a nice day. It's
far.
early. I knew it. I knew she
I
was
know
going to
Dillon.
say that. We know.
Well, we're checking for class rules that the hatch boards and the hatches and the floorboards, that's class rules, and the rest of it is government rules. Throwable, whistle, and PFDs.
I'm walking around checking names so we can have our website up to date. We had some exciting wind in the last couple days.
I think he's trying to bribe with beer. You don't keep that. Yes, I do.
I do not recognize your authority.
Ask Mr. Mike. I got authority. I'm the sheriff.
Yeah, let me see your badge.
Want to see my driver's license?
Do you want to try the whistle out to make sure it's operable and functional?
No, I don't want to kiss you necessarily.
We're not saving one
And it looks like the wind is picking up, so we're going to have a great day once again. This is the first day of racing. We're hoping for a good day and not too much moisture. Okay, I'm done.
No, we don't trust the lake.
You may all know that we got a little bit of a breeze in here yesterday. It topped out at 56.5 knots. And we broke some boats. Displacing merchant.
Be aware, those of you that have never been to this lake before, this water is cold. If you see a November flag, basically just start putting your boat into storm mode. Strike your sails, I don't care whether you putt around on a jib, a reefed main, whatever you want to do. If you feel that it's safer out on the lake, on a lee shore somewhere, do what you have to do. But be protective of your own and take care of your own boat, and I'll just leave it at that, okay?
Why? Because I'm the scrutineer. I want to see your whistle. I need to hear your whistle.
Oh, I want to blow it.
That's a terrible tone. Mr. Fish, let's hear your whistle.
You can't even whistle at this place, it's so dry.
Thank you.
Lord, welcome.
Was that key of C or G?
Throwable device. Throwable device. All right. All right. Sorry, we don't understand you.
Were you scared there for a minute?
Yeah.
We didn't have any answer.
Well done.
Thanks.
Right down here. Ball with a stamp on it. Approved.
Gentlemen! Come here! You gotta inspect the boat!
Okay, are we going back to 1? Roger that. Finish boat. Chase. Good.
Passport, Bill.
Gotta watch out, I'm not exactly PC.
Mark, this is signal. You want to ATM and go back to 16. Winds out of 240 at the pin end. Long range, but still around 7. After that, thank you.
We got plenty of those. Just second.
Thank you. Roll check. 21, Bad Apple. I want to see your line jacket. I want to see your line jacket.
Santanas are in their sequence right now. Repeat course, please. Course 16, 18. Finish. Roger that. Thank you.
We're sailing in the pre-start. All three of us are hiking with main only. It's a jib. That means the Genoa is going to be too much. If you've got, weight on the low side and you're sailing around the start line, or not everybody hiked, and you can probably still sail with the Genoa. The line looks a little bit committee boat favoured just based on teams running down the line. Just based on sail trim, you can see they were fairly eased on starboard tack. It's easy to be early when the right end's favoured, just from the angle. So we'll see how this goes. Losing control around the start line is critical to stay in phase with the ships, which we're obviously rolling down the course quite quickly. New venue, and you don't know where you are really or where to go, then you do what you know, which is keep the boat moving quickly, particularly in waves. The right looks good, the left looks good, not sure. So what should we do? Let's get a good start. Let's get a clean start off the line with clear air, get the boat going, and make the boat go fast. Let's do the things that we know. And then the rest hopefully will start to fall into shape off the line as things start to sort themselves out a little bit. There are things that we can control that are going to give us at least a higher percentage chance to succeed. Start to the fringes of packs. So if there's a big pack at the pin end, starting to the right of that group with space. If there's a big pack at the committee boat end, then starting to the left of that group and with space. So you've got good speed and clear air coming off the line, and not trying to win the favoured end. I mean, maybe you'll win it, and that's great, but if you don't, you end up with a poor start, and then you're left behind, really. And then not being silly on the start line, especially early in a series, not getting bogged in with other boats on the line, tending to start away from the crowd in clear air, speed, and just getting off the line, frankly. Common errors we found, particularly in chop, is people tend to strap the Genoa too tight and pinch too much. Boat starts to move and the skipper's happy and we've got really good speed, then we can start to trim a little bit harder and close those leach profiles off as we go into more of a pointing mode. Trimming the head sail on harder doesn't necessarily make you point higher. It gives you a narrower angle of attack and it can make it very difficult for the driver to steer. If you're not moving fast, just try easing sheets slightly. Ease main sheet a ½ inch, ease the Genoa a little bit, just open the boat up and get it going really well. Once you feel like you've got that flow going on the keel and the rudder, then you can start to put the nose up and trim the sails on a little bit harder, and get your height. You know, the trick about sailing these boats in medium wind certainly, and then certainly when it's windier than that, is sailing the boat as level as you can tolerate. Typically, when you look at a fleet, generally speaking, the leaders will be on average 2 to 3 degrees flatter than the boats towards the back of them. And if you heel excessively or more than usually about 10 degrees, they start to create more drag than lift. The helm tends to load up too much and the boat slows down and goes sideways. So you try to sail the boat as level as you can, and you try to keep the boat at a constant angle of heel. Just prior to the weather mark rounding, because the mistake a lot of teams make is that when you bear off around the weather mark, the vang's too tight. Because as you ease the main out, the vang gets tighter and tighter, and the leech of the main gets firmer and firmer, to the point where you lose projection. Typically downwind, what we'll do is we'll have a mark on the vang, so that just prior to the weather mark rounding, we'll ease the vang to a point. So if the top batten is preset for downwind sailing. Now, obviously it's not going to be perfect. Just try and either get the top batten parallel to the boom, brakes they have their foredeck person looking back for breeze, scanning the whole time, communicating while the trimmer's talking pressure on the sheet. It's going to be critical to have 3 sets of eyes with preferably heads on swivels to keep tabs of what's going on the race course. Typically with pole height, we're looking for the sail to break evenly from top to bottom on the luff. The brakes are a little bit high on the luff, and very often the pole's a little bit on the low side. Brakes low, typically the pole's a little bit high.
DB, could you go up real quick and ask that pontoon boat to move out of the way, please? Yes, sir.
Life jackets! I want to see your life jackets!
Yeah, I believe so. I've been looking at what storms are clucking, and we're starting to see the tops of whatever's north and west of Vale. Roger that. Thank you. Look at all your boats coming up to Mark 1 now. We've got people on the high rail. We got a freshening breeze coming back off of 1 again. Roger that. Welcome to Dillon. Hell, welcome to sailing. Big shot off of 12, Curtis. Shot off of 12 too, and it clocked back to 270. Mark, this is signal. But now we've got a freshening breeze again off of 1. I'm seeing the pressure line up there, Curtis. So thank you for that heads up. At point, if you just do 180 point. Had to pull a second anchor. We are now just trying to motor in position, waiting instructions. Roger that. It's a good thing you're up off the shore and hide and watch for a second. We're trying to figure out and evaluate if we're just going to clear the water. Roger that. Roger that. We are now just running in the seas, heading for a nice little cove. You'll see it's a white boring buoy with a blue stripe on it. It should hold you. Roger that. Alright, competitors. We are posting AP. If you can make it over into the marina, head in. For right now, for safety reasons, there's a storm coming this way, head back to the marina. This is Chase, I'm going to head over to Sentinel Island and check those guys out. Roger.
did survive the big blow. We don't have enough weight in the boat to stand it back up, so.
We were taking the spinnaker down and the halyard got let go before I grabbed the bottom of the sail and went down, twisted around the rudder. Broke the traveler. Yeah. But we're all back in order now, except we don't have a winch hand.
Turtled with a spinnaker broach. Went right over. The water's not too cold.
Can you do it again for us?
No.